Hello, soul family. Welcome, kings and queens, gods and goddesses, to Soul Family Oracle. Whether you've been with us for a while or you're new to our space, we're happy to have you here today. If you've been finding value in these messages, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This helps us grow our soul tribe and reach more people who may need to hear these messages. Today, I have a very special message for someone who's reached a major turning point in their life. This message is for you if you feel like you're not the same person you were before. You've gone through some deep inner work and personal growth. You've shed your old self, like a snake shedding its skin, and now you're stepping into a new version of who you are. Spirit is asking you, who are you now? The divine is calling on you to take a moment, reflect, and reintroduce yourself to the world. The person this message is for has been through a lot of change. Maybe you've faced some really tough challenges recently. These challenges could have pushed you to grow and transform in ways you didn't expect. You may have found yourself letting go of old beliefs that you once held on to tightly. Perhaps you've walked away from certain habits, patterns, or even people that no longer support your growth. The things that used to define you no longer fit into the new chapter of your life. What you've experienced isn't just a change on the surface. It's a deep, inner transformation. This is why Spirit is asking, who have you become? Think about all the changes you've made. Have you noticed that your mindset is different? Maybe you used to worry a lot or feel weighed down by fear, doubt, or insecurity. But now, you've grown. You've learned to trust yourself more. You've developed new confidence, and you're starting to see the world from a different perspective. The way you respond to situations has changed because you've evolved. It's like you're no longer carrying the same baggage you used to carry. You've lightened your load by letting go of what no longer serves you. This message is for someone who has outgrown their old life. You might have been stuck in a routine or a way of living that didn't feel authentic to you. You might have felt held back by certain limitations, whether they were imposed by yourself or others. But something inside you shifted. You realized that you deserve better, that you deserve to live a life that aligns with your true self. And because of this realization, you've been making changes. You've been working on yourself, healing from past wounds, and growing into the person you were always meant to be. In this process of transformation, you may have had to make some hard decisions. You might have let go of certain relationships that weren't healthy for you anymore. Perhaps you've moved on from friendships or romantic relationships that were no longer in alignment with your growth. Sometimes, when we grow, the people around us may not grow at the same pace. They may try to hold us back, or we may realize that we no longer connect with them in the same way. Letting go can be difficult, but it's a necessary part of stepping into your new self. You've also likely shed old habits or ways of thinking. Maybe you used to doubt yourself or settle for less than what you deserve. But now, you understand that you are worthy of more. You're no longer willing to tolerate situations that don't honor your worth. This is part of your transformation. You've grown into someone who knows their value and isn't afraid to demand it. You're no longer the person who compromises your happiness or well-being to make others comfortable. The divine is asking you to take a moment to reflect on this transformation. Who were you before, and who are you now? Spirit wants you to take stock of all the growth you've experienced. Look at the person you've become. You are no longer defined by your past struggles, mistakes, or limitations. Instead, you are defined by your strength, resilience, and the lessons you've learned. You've turned your challenges into opportunities for growth, and now you stand as a new version of yourself. Maybe in the past, you felt insecure, lacked confidence, or struggled with self-esteem because of how others treated you. Maybe people underestimated you or made you feel small. But now, After going through this period of reflection and growth, you've emerged as something beautiful and strong. It's like the process of a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. You've spent time in your cocoon, healing and evolving. And now, you're ready to spread your wings and show the world who you truly are. Spirit is asking you to reintroduce yourself to the world. You are not the same person you were before. You've changed, you've grown, and you've evolved. It's time to step into this new version of yourself fully and confidently. Don't be afraid to let others see who you've become. Don't hide your transformation or downplay your growth to make others comfortable. You've earned this new chapter of your life. You've worked hard to get to where you are, and now it's time to embrace it. This message is also a reminder that the process of growth and transformation is ongoing. Just because you've reached this new chapter doesn't mean the journey is over. There will always be more to learn, more ways to grow, and more opportunities to step into an even higher version of yourself. Spirit wants you to stay open to this continued evolution. Don't be afraid to keep shedding old layers as you grow. Don't hold on to anything that doesn't serve your highest good. As you continue on this journey, remember to honor the person you've become. Celebrate your growth. Acknowledge how far you've come. You are no longer the person you once were, and that is something to be proud of. The divine sees your efforts, your strength, and your resilience. You are being guided and supported every step of the way. Trust in the process, and trust in yourself. So, who are you now? Take a moment to reflect on this question. Take a moment to appreciate the person you've become. You are worthy of this new chapter, and you are ready to step into it fully. The world is waiting to see the new you. Don't be afraid to show up as your true self. Spirit is gently urging you to step forward and present yourself to the world as the person you are today. It's important to understand that you are no longer defined by your past or by the titles you once held, like your job, your role in society, or the labels others might have given you. Instead, you are now defined by the incredible, unique person you've become. You've grown, learned, and evolved, and now it's time to embrace and walk in the light of who you truly are. Many of us hold on to old ideas about ourselves, thinking that who we used to be is still who we are today. We may cling to past mistakes, old patterns, or outdated roles. Maybe you used to think of yourself as someone who wasn't confident or capable of great things. But Spirit is telling you that it's time to let go of those old ideas. You are no longer that person. You have grown, and now you must see yourself as you truly are. A capable, powerful being who can create, inspire, and lead. Now that you're going through this stage of self-discovery, you might start to notice that you are good at things you didn't realize before. You might have discovered talents and strengths you didn't know you had. For example, some of you might realize that you are great at teaching others, or maybe you have a gift for healing others, whether it's through physical healing, emotional support, or spiritual guidance. Perhaps you found that you have a talent for reading tarot cards or understanding energy. Whatever these new skills or talents are, they are a reflection of the growth and transformation you've gone through. When you introduce yourself to others now, you might find yourself saying, "I am a healer," or "I am a teacher," or "I am a tarot reader." This is you stepping into the new version of yourself. You are owning your gifts and sharing them with the world. However, it's normal for some of you to still feel a bit unsure about this new version of yourself. You might feel hesitant or even a little scared to fully embrace who you are becoming. This is completely normal, and you are not alone in feeling this way. Sometimes, when we start to change and grow, we experience something called imposter syndrome. This is a feeling of doubt or insecurity, where we question if we are really the person we say we are or the person we are becoming. For example, you might start to think, am I really a healer? Or am I really qualified to teach others? These doubts can creep in and make you feel like you're pretending or not being truthful about who you are. This feeling of imposter syndrome often comes from the guilt or shame we carry from our past. Maybe in the past, you made mistakes or felt like you weren't good enough. Those old feelings can still linger, even when you've grown and changed. You might find yourself wondering, am I lying to myself or others by saying this is who I am now, considering what I've been through in the past? It's a natural part of the process to question yourself. But Spirit is reminding you that you are not the same person you used to be. You have evolved, and it's important to acknowledge and embrace this new version of yourself. Spirit is asking you to reintroduce yourself to the world because you have grown into someone new. You've reached a point in your journey where you can now connect with others and offer guidance or support in ways you couldn't before. Maybe in the past, you weren't as sure of yourself, or you didn't trust your own intuition. But now, things have changed. You have a deeper connection with yourself, with Spirit, and with the divine. You are able to hear the voice of the universe more clearly than ever before. This is because you are more connected to God, the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in. Looking back, you might remember a time when you struggled to hear your intuition or trust the guidance you were receiving. Maybe you doubted yourself, or maybe you felt lost or uncertain. But now, things are different. You trust yourself more. You trust your intuition and the guidance that comes from the universe. This trust has allowed you to grow into someone new, someone who is more confident and capable of helping others. However, even though you've grown, it's natural to experience moments of doubt. This is where the feeling of imposter syndrome comes in again. You might still find yourself questioning if you really are this new person. Am I really a healer? Am I really a teacher? Can I really help others? These are normal questions that arise when you step into a new version of yourself. Part of this doubt comes from your ego. The ego is the part of us that likes things to stay the same. It likes comfort and predictability. So, when you start to grow and change, the ego might resist. It might make you question yourself because it's easier to stay in your comfort zone and remain the same person you've always been. But Spirit is encouraging you to push past these doubts and step fully into who you are now. The world needs your gifts, your light, and your wisdom. You have so much to offer, and it's time to share that with others. Yes, it can be scary to step into a new version of yourself, but it's also exciting. Think of all the people you can help, all the lives you can touch, and all the ways you can make a difference by embracing who you truly are. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Many people go through similar experiences when they grow and transform. It's okay to feel unsure at times, but don't let those doubts hold you back. Trust in yourself, trust in your intuition, and trust in the guidance of Spirit. You have come so far, and now it's time to embrace the amazing person you've become. So, the next time you introduce yourself to someone, do it with confidence. Stand tall and proud as you say, I am a healer, I am a teacher, or I am a guide. Whatever your new role is, own it. You have earned it through your growth and transformation. The world needs you to step into your light and share your gifts. You are no longer defined by who you used to be. You are defined by who you are now, and that person is incredible. Embrace your new identity, trust in your journey, and step forward into the light. Spirit wants you to understand that you don't have to be a certain way just because you're now introducing yourself as someone new. Often, when we go through changes and growth, we feel pressured to fit into certain boxes or meet expectations. But the truth is, you are exactly who you say you are, and you don't have to live up to anyone else's idea of who you should be. This is your life, and it's time to step into it fully, without fear or hesitation. Think about it like this. From a young age, many of us are taught to behave or speak in certain ways to be accepted by society, our family, or even friends. We learn to play roles and wear masks, thinking that's what we need to do to belong. But the reality is, as we grow, we start to understand that those roles and masks don't fit us anymore. They never really did. Instead, they were shaped by the expectations of the world around us, things like, you can't be this, or you have to be that. Now, you're at a point in your life where you're becoming aware of this. You're realizing that you don't have to continue being that old version of yourself. You don't have to meet anyone else's expectations or wear those old masks anymore. Spirit is guiding you to let go of those false identities and step fully into who you truly are. The universe knows the real you, the one beneath all those layers, and now it's time for you to show the world that person. The process of reintroducing yourself isn't just about telling people your name or explaining what you do for a living. It's deeper than that. It's about letting the world know who you've become, and it's about embracing the unique, authentic version of yourself. You have grown and evolved, and now you're ready to live in that truth. It's a powerful moment when you can say, "This is who I am, and I'm not afraid to show it." This doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. Growth is a journey, and none of us ever reach a point where we stop evolving. But what's important is that you're choosing to walk this path in a way that is true to who you are now. You're leaving behind the need to fit in, the need to act or speak like anyone else just to be accepted. Instead, you're embracing your own uniqueness, and that's something truly special. We often carry the fear that if we show our true selves, people might not accept us. Maybe you've experienced this before, times when you felt misunderstood or judged for being different. But Spirit wants you to know that your uniqueness is not something to hide. It's something to celebrate. The universe created you exactly as you are for a reason, and it's time to trust that. When you fully step into your authentic self, you give others permission to do the same. Your confidence, your light, and your truth will inspire those around you to be more themselves as well. In this new chapter of your life, you may find that some people are drawn to you in ways they never were before. They see the light in you, the honesty, and the power of someone who is truly comfortable with who they are. On the other hand, you might notice that some people drift away. This can be difficult, but it's important to remember that not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. Some relationships serve a purpose during specific times in our lives, but as we grow and change, so do our connections with others. The people who are meant to be in your life will accept you as you are, and they will support you in your journey to becoming the highest version of yourself. As you move forward, you may also experience moments of doubt. It's completely normal to question yourself from time to time. After all, letting go of the old version of yourself can feel unsettling. You've spent so much time being that person, maybe years, even decades, so stepping into something new can feel like stepping into the unknown. But Spirit is encouraging you to trust the process. You are on the right path, and every step you take is leading you closer to the life you are meant to live. It's important to let go of the fear that comes with change. Fear has a way of holding us back, making us second-guess ourselves or cling to things that no longer serve us. But fear is not meant to guide you. Your intuition, your inner knowing, that's what you should follow. And right now, your inner self is calling you to step out of the shadows and into the light of who you truly are. There may also be moments when your ego tries to take over. The ego loves comfort zones, and it often resists change because it feels safer to stay where we are, even if we know we've outgrown that space. But remember, You are more than your ego. You are a soul having a human experience, and your soul is always guiding you toward growth and expansion. So when those moments of ego-driven fear or self-doubt arise, remind yourself that you are capable of more than you think. You have the strength, wisdom, and courage to embrace this new version of yourself. One of the biggest lessons Spirit wants to teach you is that you asterisks are asterisks who you say you are. You don't need anyone else's validation to prove your worth. You don't need permission from the world to be yourself. The power to define who you are has always been within you. It's not about being perfect or meeting certain standards. It's about being real, being honest with yourself, and living in alignment with your true self. Like a butterfly emerging from its cocoon, you are in the process of transformation. You've shed the layers of your old self, and now it's time to spread your wings and embrace who you've always been meant to be. This is a beautiful, powerful moment in your life, and Spirit is here to support you every step of the way. As you step into this new chapter, know that the universe is aligning everything to support this version of you. Doors will open, opportunities will arise, and the right people will come into your life, all because you've chosen to live in your truth. You are ready, and the world is ready for you. Remember, this is just the beginning of a new and exciting journey. Embrace it fully, and trust that everything is happening for your highest good. I'm grateful for you, for us, and for this beautiful new chapter. Thank you, and see you next time.